Hi there YouTube, and welcome to another video of stuff that I find. So here it all is, loads of goodies today. So we'll start over this side. So this little bundle here cost me £1.50. They had this very creepy looking child. Please excuse my cat, he has the sneezes quite a lot at the minute, so he's going to go to the vets. See what I mean? It's a lot of sneezes for a little cat. Yeah, so we have this very creepy looking child baby thing, which is weird. It all started because I saw these books that I liked in a box. Witch's Journal. There was, oops, I don't want to knock them all over. The Art of Occultism. And this, which little book of Time to Reflect, which does have a charity shop sticker on the back saying £1.25. So I picked the three up and said, how much for 3 books? And she said, £1. Then I saw this and said, oh, that's quite an interesting card, it's unusual. And then I saw the baby thing, and she said the baby thing could be 50p. And then I saw this vintage Halloween sort of bag, and she said, oh, just have all of it for £1.50. So 6 items for £1.50. Can't really go wrong, can you? Bought these 2 books from someone. This one, which I didn't see the condition, it was very early in the morning, so probably not going to do much with that. And this one, The Man in the Iron Mask, but this is like an older style of one. Found this knockoff Space Hero. He was only £2. And a Little Chef Safari pack, something that you give to the kids. Little Chef back in the day, that was 50p. Bought this, which is an actual deer head with antlers, like that's the skull. That was £6, so we had that. This is like a he said 1950s or 60s, but I think it might be 70s or 80s. But yeah, someone gave me a toast rack. Didn't really want it, but I now own it. This little pile here, these were all 10p each, so this was 50p for this little gemstone looking thing. This, which is a Kinder Egg toy. This, which is a tiny little Power Ranger. This is the cart from like a sort of Polly Pocket sized Disney playset, but it's a bit broken. And this little mushroom fella, he was quite cute. So 50p for all of them, couldn't really go wrong. Got this vintage turtle, and this Toxic Crusaders, and this G.I. Joe fella. And there must have been something else which I can't find or I've forgotten, but he definitely wanted £2 for this Toxic Crusaders sticker books. No stickers in it. And he wanted £2 for that. And I think I was saying I wanted to find something else either for 50p and then I've forgotten something, or maybe I was just saying something else for £1. Then I found this, and they re-released these recently, so I thought, oh, it's probably just the reissue, but I looked on the bottom and it does say 1992. So yeah, that is the old one. So I said, how much for that one? And he said 2, and I went, oh, I was trying to make up for a £5. You do a £5 for the lot? And they said, yeah. But I'm sure there was something. Oh no, it was that. There was a Pokemon card. So I had the Pokemon card, and they said it was 50p. I just liked it. It had Jesse and James. And then I had £2 and £2. So I was on £4.50. So I said, can I find something else to make it a £5 so we don't have to mess around with change? That's one of my new things now. I say to people, oh, look, we're so close to a £5 or a tenner. Can I find one more thing to make it up to it? So I picked this out, and he said, oh, I wanted £2 for that. And I went, oh, what about a £5 for the lot? So then I got 4 items for a £5. This vintage turtle, this Toxic Crusaders sticker book, this G.I. Joe fella, and a Pokemon card. So that wasn't so bad. Same people that had the books over there, I got quite a few things from them. They had this little bundle of Sonic figures. It also came with these 3 dinosaurs in a bag. They wanted £2 for the bundle, so I thought 5 Sonic figures alone for the £2. I'm all right with. They're just under 50p each then, and I got these rubbish dinosaurs I'm going to have to get rid of. Fella had a box of just random. Oh, well, before we do that, we'll do this. This little Jiminy Cricket alphabet fella, he was 50p. But it must be quite recent, because look, on the bottom it says Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So yeah, that's more recent than what I thought it was. Anyway, found this in a box of like little kids' toys. Little Pokemon watch. Asked him how much he wanted for the Pokemon watch. The time is very wrong. So yeah, that was 50p. And then he had a massive box full of thimbles. Now, I don't know anything about thimbles, but I saw there was quite a few of them that were Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So I was looking through the box and I asked him how much, and he said the whole box was a £5. Well, there was loads of them in there. As I say, I know nothing about thimbles. So I wanted just to pick out Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So I was looking for 8. I did end up getting a few more because I found this one, which is Alton Towers, which I thought was a really weird thimble. This one, which is like a teapot. So my mum, who's into doll houses, she might want that. Maybe it'll work as a dollhouse thing. I don't know. This one, which is got like, I guess, Henry VIII, Napoleon, and Queen Elizabeth or something. I don't know. But it says London on the bottom, and then it says it's pewter. So I don't know if that's worth anything. Probably not. Probably thimbles are useless. This one was cute because it had like little mises coming out of a wall there. They all have something inside, like fine bone china, England. And then this one, which says good luck from the Devon Pixie. And there's a little pixie type fairy character on a mushroom. So I think in the end we were on something like £3.20 for all of them. Because I think these were 20p each, and this was 50p. I think we ended up at £3.20. Anyway, a while back, you might remember, I got a load of cards, and I also got a load of like signs that said like "Beware the dog," and the signs were £1 and the cards were 50p, and I spent about a tenner. Well, back there again today, they've got the same signs and the same cards that I didn't buy. Now the cards are 10p and the signs are £2. So I bought a handful more cards. Most of them are birthday cards. You got that one unicorn. Oops, there they all go. And then there's a couple that were like edible paper for dogs, which is really weird. And then the rest of them are just funny, cool, cute little birthday cards that will go in the card box. So whenever it's someone's birthday, then I've always got a card because I never remember. I got a fair few things from this seller as well. We'll show you some of the dry items first. So they had 3 of these. These are Boomtown phone cases, but I don't know what phone they go for, but they don't fit my phone. When it didn't fit my phone, I thought, well, if it doesn't fit my phone, then I shouldn't bother, should I? The bloke was saying they're made of wood. I don't think they actually are. Might be wrong. Maybe they are. I don't know. But, yeah, someone else came over while I was like trying to make a deal and bought 2 of them. So I only got left with 1. But it's still a pretty little wooden thing, like that. He also had this Happy Mondays Manchester Rave On video. And this stack of Glastonbury 2015 NME photo specials, including giant posters. There's a fair few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something like 10. I asked him how much he wanted for the pile. He said £2. He wanted £2 for the video. I think it was £1 for the Boomtown thing. But the real special stuff are the wet clothes that I'll show you in a bit. But they had to be wet. Oh, maybe it is wood. That did sound like wood when it hit the floor. Anyway, on to other stuff. So my mum, she really likes old scraps. So I always look out for scrapbooks. This is an unusual one. It's all like trains and Thomas the Tank Engine in this one. But yeah, lots and lots of scraps. He had 4 scrapbooks. Not all of them are complete, but they have pages and pages of scraps in them. He's normally... Sometimes he's really cheap and sometimes he's really expensive. So when I asked him, it wasn't like the main guy. God, these are a bit smelly. Old. There's certain type of paper that they use for scrapbooks. After a while, it gets a real sort of odour. Anyway, I asked one of the blokes, how much for your scrapbook things? And he was like, you'll have to ask the boss man. And whenever people say something like that, I'm always like, here we go. This is going to be bloody crazy money, and I'm not going to want to spend this much on them. They're not the best of condition. They're not like old Victorian ones. He came over and he was like, all of them. And there's 6, including this one, the Walt Disney Sword in the Stone stamp book. And it does look like it's got all the stamps in there as well. Never seen stamps looking like this. It's almost like a sticker book, but like pre-sticker books. It's very strange. And he said all 6 of them for £4. So I thought, yeah, can't go wrong with that. I mean, I think this is the one where there's only like 2 pages that are full. And then I noticed on the floor he had this Kellogg's cornflake box, which I'm guessing from the copyright somewhere on it is from 1984 and is just a reissue of an older one. Now, it's definitely seen better days, but I asked him how much it was. He said 20p, so £4.20, 6 of those books and an old thing, cereal box. This is a map of all the tube stations in London. All of the next items were 50p each from one of the sellers that's always there that I really like. This official programme from the Isle of Man. Don't know if it'll be worth anything. It does look like there's something else in there. Oh no, maybe that's meant to be in there. Who knows? Yeah, no idea what TT is. It says 12 quid originally, but that was probably when you bought it there on the day in 2011. But who knows? And then they had these. God, I've got too much stuff on here. New York Times from September 23rd, 1862. One from 1861. One from 1863. One from 1865. And then another one which was the Observer from December 14th, 1791. And they look in very good condition considering some of them are like 200 years old. Obviously, turns out they're just reproductions. I don't know how old they are. There's one that was listed on eBay for 15 quid. I very much doubt they sell for 15 quid. But they're interesting items nonetheless. This was a bit of a funny one. I saw this in a box of items that said £1. Thought this was nice. Would look nice on a bookshelf with some pens in. I'd probably hide the side with a mouse on and just show the bit that had all the booky things in. And inside it was this. And I've got loads of little fairies and creatures and gemstones and things in jars like this on the shelf. So that'd be good for making one of my own. So I picked it up and was like, oh, I'll have this, mate. And he was like, oh, it's 50p. And it had that thing in the centre. And I said, oh, it was in that box that says £1. Is it £1? And he was like, yeah, it's £1. So I was like, oh, right, okay. But I didn't feel bad because that was inside as well. So I thought, now it's like 50p each. 50p for that I'd pay and 50p for this I'd pay. So I was quite happy. And then he was pulling some other stuff out, and I've needed some balloons for something coming up. It doesn't matter what they look like. No one's going to see what they look like. So I found the balloons. I went to give him 50p and he said, just have them. There's only 6 balloons in the pack. I don't know what this actually is. Miraculous. And I don't know what these designs are. Very, very strange to me. But it doesn't matter. I just needed some balloons. So now I've got some free balloons. This was also a freebie. I can't tell if this is a pencil case or a makeup bag. Quite like the colour scheme of it. Feels a bit retro. I think this is leather around the edges. And I like this. Is it a paisley design that you sort of get on bandanas? So like that. Picked that up for nothing. Couldn't go wrong with that. Picked up this Buddha. I think it might be jade. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's some sort of heavy gemstone. It's not some cheap resin. That was £2 from a reseller. Picked this up. It's a nice big bit of quartz. This was £3. It's seen better days. It's not in the best of shape. He had a little jade thing that I liked as well. I was like, oh, how much is that? It's £75. How is this one 3 quid and the other one was 75? I don't know, but I thought for 3 quid we'll have this. I just liked it. This was one of the few toys I got today, apart from those first action figures. This, which I'm guessing is some sort of bootleg King Kong. There's literally nothing on it. No made in China, no production day, nothing. But he's very heavy, got a lot of weight. He was £1. If it was any more than that, I would have left it, but for £1 I couldn't. This is a Harry Potter toothbrush. Now, I went over to begin with to this table and saw all their Harry Potter stuff, and I saw this dragon, which is in a book as well. I don't know how I've got all these fake book things today, but it opens up, and inside there was like a tiny little scroll and a piece of Lego, random. But I quite like this. So I asked how much it was, noticed that he is damaged, his horn's missing there, so I didn't want to pay a whole lot for it. And then he also had these, which have seen better days as well, but I do quite like them, even though they're a little bit worn around the edges, and that bit's hanging off, but you can flip it back in place, a bit of super glue, that would be fine. So I asked how much they were, and they were like shouting across to someone else, like, Dad, how much are they? How much are the dragons? And he said, oh, the dragons, 4 quid each. So I was like, how much are these little men? And they said, oh, they're £4 each as well. So I went, oh, well, I'll just have that one. I thought I'll probably regret not buying that for £4 because I think it's pretty, and I popped some little bits in there. So I had that for £4. Later on, I came back round. It was the dad. I asked him how much these little tree people were, and he said, oh, £1 each. So I went, brilliant, we'll have those for £2. How much for this Harry Potter toothbrush? Oh, £2. And then how much for this Harry Potter chocolate frog? What do you call it? What do you call this? A picture frame. And he said, oh, that's £2 as well. And I saw this was official Harry Potter from 2000. This is official Harry Potter from about 2000, 2001. It was down the bottom there somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it now. 2001, yeah, there it is. The bubble is a little bit burst there, but apart from that, he's okay. So we had 2 there, 2 here, and 2 there. So I said, we take 5 for the 3, and he went, oh, go on then. So in the end, I ended up spending £9, including that little dragon. Now, they are resellers, so it's not like really cheap prices, but that I'm going to keep, and these I'm going to keep. And these things, you know, we'll see if we can find someone who likes Harry Potter. Maybe they'll go for that. This is really cool. This came from the same people who had those beat-up books over there in the corner. Didn't see this on their table till the second or third time I went past. I thought this really reminded me of like Dungeons and Dragons and potions and stuff. So I said, how much do you want for this? £1. Yeah, can't go wrong for £1. Really chuffed with that. I think that's really cool. This is one of the first things I bought. I saw they had this big box teddy bears, so I had a rummage in there. They had this Pikachu. Or an Eevee dressed as a Pikachu. How much your teddies, mates? They had this in a little Goomba from Super Mario. And the fella said, the big teddies are 50p, the little teddies, 20p. So I went, oh, great, all right. And then he said, oh, let me just check with the missus that price is right. His missus came round, yeah, 50p for the big ones, 20p for the little ones. Great, I've got a big one and a little one, 70p. And she went, no, that one's £2 and the other one's £2. So I went, right, well, in that case, I'm gonna have this Eevee dressed as Pikachu. Still got his tags. Looks very Japanese, I have to admit. Very Japanese. So I said, I'll keep that. We'll see what else you got, because they were still setting up. Bought this little I love you bear. Maybe one day, find someone to give them an I love you bear thing to. And they also had like a big box of like miniature Harry Potter figures. And some of them looked really cheap, like even cheaper than Funko Pop. And then these said Pop Mart on the bottom. Now, Pop Mart is the little figurines that I was getting in Japan. And they were expensive. They were like tenner over there. And they're like £15 in this country. So I asked how much he wanted for those. I think these were £1 each. So I went, yeah, go on, we'll have those. And it was 50p for this thing. So including the £2 teddy, it's £3.50. This was a bit of a bargain. Found that someone was selling some little sets of Sylvanian families. How much do you want for a family? £1. So I went, great. I'll have that one. And then I found this one on the table. Is this one £1 too? Yeah, I'll have that family as well. Walked past later on. They had this elephant family as well. Oh, how much for the elephant family? Is that still £1? Yeah. All right. Brilliant. We'll have it. So we had all of those for £3. Right then. Next little box. I think this was the first thing that I bought all day. Someone was putting out some shoes. Now, there's a lot of fakes of shoes at the car boots. And normally it's like people that just have a table full of fakes. Now, this person had 4 pairs of brand new Nike SBs. All like this, but in different colours and all in different sizes. These are 9.5, so I tried them on. They seem to fit me perfectly. Asked him how much he wanted. He said £15. I thought even if they are fakes, £15 is cheaper than what the people that sell the fakes are selling the fakes for. So we got a pair of brand new orange, possibly knockoff Nike SBs. And if they're not knockoff and they're legit, then even better. But who knows? I think it's questionable to say the least. Oh no, they do have a Nike stick in there. I don't know. Who knows? Onwards. 2 boxes of indoor fireworks. They actually had like a third box that was like half empty and had like spilled out onto the table. So I asked how much the boxes were and they said £1 each. So I said, all right, this one was already open, so I put that one back. This one looked like it was sealed, so I went, I'll have this one for £1. And they went, would you like this one if we filled it with the contents of what's left over from the third one for £1 as well? So I've got sort of like 2.5 indoor firework bonanza packs for £2. I'm sure they'll come in handy one day. This is a bit of a weird one. whole crate of action figures. These are C and F's Mixie and Joe. Now, I do kind of like the style of these figurines. It's a bit unusual. I certainly like this weird little zombie rabbit creature. Never heard of them before. The box they had out on display, the cards were all wet and damp and warped. It hadn't rained today, but clearly they'd been stored badly. So I picked up one of them and I said to the woman, because there was like 10 in the box, how much are these? And she said £1 each, or they get cheaper if you buy more. And I went, oh, how much cheaper are we talking about? And she said, well, how many do you want? Well, how many you got? And she said, how many boxes do you want? And I went, you what? And she said, oh, look, talk to my husband. He's not here right now. Promptly forgot about it. When I went past next, the woman was like, there's the fella. And he said, oh, are you interested in buying a box of these? And I went, oh, maybe. What's the price of a box? And he went, tenner. All right. How many in a box? 24? So I went, oh, yeah, sod it. They're less than 50p each, carded action figures. They've got to be worth it, right? Not really. The last ones that were selling on eBay were like £2. I imagine it's the same people that have got bundles of random stuff that they're just selling as like car boot nonsense, £30. So, yeah, I think instead these will get given out as like presents to kids and things and friends and family. But yeah, now have a box of 24 figurines. The way I look at it, if I could shift them at £2 each, then my £10 would turn into £48. So it wouldn't be so bad. And then comes one of the more unusual of the hauls. I don't often buy clothes at the car boot, but they did have some incredible stuff today. So they had this genuine new era, it did have the tag on, which I've now taken off, this New York Yankees varsity jacket, which is really nice. Like, I wear a lot of varsity jackets, but the lining on that is so soft, and I tried it on at the car boot, and it fit me perfectly. How much do you want for that? £20. And I said, you know what? I normally wouldn't pay anything like that for clothing at a car boot, but that's so nice, and it's clearly brand new. It's still got the little tag thing on it. I'll take that. She started pulling out some other stuff. She pulled this out. This is a really nice but kind of strange Adidas tracksuit. This one does still have the original tag to it, but pre-sale stage, BO1F6. Doesn't have a price, doesn't have any details on it. Spoke to my friend who works at an outlet shop for Adidas, and she said this is probably a sample item, that this wasn't actually mass produced. So that could make it rare, I suppose. She said it came with these trousers. Now, these trousers don't have a tag, and although this jacket's a size medium, these tracksuit pants are a size small, so they might not actually fit me, but I do like this rubber bit here, but yeah, they might not fit. But she wanted a tenner for the pair, so I was like, oh, you know what, I'll have the both. I think this was the second thing I found at the car boot. Really like this jacket. This is like a proper Glastonbury festival hippie jacket. It's really thick and warm. Needs to go in the wash, but it is a really nice jacket. He wanted a tenner for it. And I think because I've been away from the car boots for such a long time with Christmas and my operation, that I was a bit more willing to spend a bit of money on stuff. And probably buy some extra tat that I wouldn't normally buy. But never mind. Bought these t-shirts. This was from the same people that had the dodgy looking books and the ball thing for Dungeons & Dragons. Now these shirts are massive. I didn't quite realise when I was pulling them out of the box how big they were. It's this cool Spider-Man one, but it's like XXXXL. There's this cool shirt, which has like Mount Fiji on it and loads of writing, but again is just absolutely huge. This one, which says Beach Bum on it, and it's got a cool shark, which is extra large but looks massive. And then the people that had all the Glastonbury books and the Happy Mondays thing and the Boomtown stuff had a load of t-shirts and hoodies they wanted £1 each for. These have to be rare. These have been through the wash because they were really filthy, so they're a bit damp, which is why they're all together. But this is the 30th anniversary crew shirt for a Judas Priest tour, which I'm sure makes it desirable. And a theatre and circus crew shirt from Glastonbury Festival in 2016. You can probably see it better on the back. You've got a nice picture of the Glastonbury tour there. I actually do look out for these crew shirts because they're not made in a large quantity. This is probably the winner of the whole day. This is like a vintage Prodigy t-shirt. I can't find any other articles like it online. It's got this other Prodigy logo here. I washed it. I did not notice this little hole in it when I bought it or when I put it in the washing machine. But it might be a winner. That could be something special, that. They also had this, which is another Glastonbury Festival theatre and circus, but this time it's a hoodie. This one had a lot of stains on it. I mean, they were all quite stained from those people, but this one has a lot of paint wear on it. I can't actually get the paint off it, so this probably isn't going to be anything. It's going to go the same way as that Stephen King book. All in all, I spent £9 on the clothing from them. That would be 40 quid for this jacket, and then 30 quid for the other jacket and the tracksuit. £3 there, £10 here, 15 on the shoes, something like £3.50 on the paper, £4.20 for the scrapbooks and the cereal box, £2 for the fireworks, £9 on the Harry Potter and Dragon stuff, £3.50 there, £1.50 there, £6 there, £2 there, £1.50 there, £5 there, £3.20 there, 50p there, quid there. I didn't, spend a fortune, but I didn't spend pennies either. I think if you took those expensive items of clothes out, you took that 40 quid off of it, and the shoes, 55 quid off of it, and that box over there, 65 quid off of it, and I would have spent substantially less. But I did get some cool clothes that I'm going to wear, and some that, we'll find another home for, whether we're gifting them to someone or taking to a charity shop or something like along those lines. Something will happen with them. But yeah, very long video today. Don't know if that's because I was rambling or just because there's a lot to show you. But either way, hope you enjoyed the tat, and we'll catch you next time. See you guys. Bye.